So hello friends, welcome to my channel Karthik's ICSE Learning. Today we are going to continue our topic of HCl, and now we are going to learn some more physical properties. So let's move on. So first, in the last lecture we had completed till the physical properties, but we are going to do some more physical properties and chemical properties. So these are chemical properties. The first one is combustion. So as you know, HCl is a very good solvent and which is used in industries, but it burns, or it is a non-supporter of combustion and does not glow a flame. It burns down a glowing splint. It is a non-supporter of combustion and is also non-combustible. It's a non-supporter of combustion and also is a non-combustible gas because it does not glows up or it does not let fire. So it is a non-supporter of combustion. And the second property we go to is the changes or the observations. So firstly, what's its effect on first is litmus paper, moist blue litmus paper. Or you can even take paper as solution, because in the fountain experiment we have concluded that moist litmus solution is from blue to the color changes from blue to red. That is, HCl is acidic in nature. So we get to know here that the color changes from blue to red. Second is phenolphthalein. No, second is methyl orange. From orange to colorless. Third is phenolphthalein. From colorless to colorless. But if we take phenolphthalein, which is alkaline in nature, then the change is from pink to colorless. So with all these we conclude that HCl gas is acidic in nature because it changes blue litmus to red, orange, methyl orange to colorless, phenolphthalein colorless to colorless because it's a neutral the phenolphthalein is neutral in nature here. But if we take alkaline phenolphthalein, which is alkaline in nature, so the change is from pink to colorless. You can copy it down. I'm very sorry here, it's not colorless, it's pink here. Sorry for my mistake. So I hope you have copied it. If not, you can even copy by pausing the video. So now we move on to the third thing, that is thermal dissociation. So what do you mean by thermal dissociation? Dissociation means splitting into two parts, and thermal means in the presence of heat or sunlight. So if we heat up HCl gas, it's a reversible reaction above 500 degrees Celsius, we get H2 plus Cl2. If you want to balance it, you can even put here too. So after heating HCl gas above 500 degrees Celsius, we get H2 and Cl2 separately. Then copy it down. I hope you have copied. If not, you can even copy by pausing the video. Now we come to reaction of HCl gas. First is we are going to try with NH3, which is ammonia. So if a jar full of HCl gas, as you know, it is collected by upward displacement of air. So a jar full of HCl gas is inverted over the ammonia solution or the ammonia gas. So you can get the reaction as like this, gives NH4Cl. It's good to know, or it's an interesting thing, that two gaseous compounds gives rise to a solid product or a solid compound. Two gaseous reactants give rise to a solid product. So this was the reaction of HCl gas with ammonia. Even we have tested the gas when we have put the glass rod dipped in ammonia solution in HCl, then the dense white fumes are evolved. The same thing happens here. There is dense white fumes are evolved. This is the main observation which can be asked in the boards, so you can copy it down. So I hope you have copied it. The second reaction is with active metals. What do you mean by active metals? The group 1 and 2 metals, or the metals which are highly reactive like Zn, Fe, Mg, etc. So the reaction type, the type of reaction with the metals and the HCl gas is a simple displacement. You had learned in the 8th standard simple displacement reaction. So what is a simple displacement reaction? Suppose if I take Zn plus HCl gas, this is solid, the negative ion from HCl gas goes with this. So Zn Cl2 plus H2 gas is over. So this is a simple displacement reaction where only one ion is shifted from a compound to another element. And what is a double displacement? There is an interchange of two ions. So this was the first reaction. This is zinc chloride. H2 gas is evolved. This is gaseous. This is again solid. This is again gas. So what happens with Mg? The same thing happens. Now if you want to balance it, you can just keep 2 here. Mark it with another pen. So Mg plus HCl gives MgCl2 plus H2. The same reaction is followed everywhere. This is magnesium chloride. Here we again put 2 with Fe. Fe means iron. Fe plus HCl gives FeCl2. So why here we take FeCl2? Because iron to chloride is more reactive. Fe2 plus is more reactive than Fe3 plus. So this is iron to chloride, or you can also tell as ferrous chloride. Plus H2. You can copy it down. So I hope you have completed it. So now the part of HCl gas is over, that is hydrogen chloride gas is over. Now we are moving to hydrochloric acid, the main acid used in industrial purpose. So the first thing we learn here is how it is prepared. So it is prepared by laboratory method. By dissolving HCl gas in water. Not by any means, there is a special preparation method called as special funnel arrangement. We'll move on to this topic later. First we will discuss if we just dissolve HCl gas, as it is highly soluble in water. If we just dissolve HCl gas, then what happens? So we take a beaker, just to show you, this is water, and a funnel is dipped into the water through which HCl gas is going to come. So what happens if the HCl gas preparation is done by this way? First, the HCl gas from here reaches here. As you know, HCl gas is very soluble in water. 1 volume of water dissolves about 452 volumes of HCl gas. So the HCl gas gets absorbed here, gets dissolved here. So it is highly soluble in water. There is a partial vacuum created here. So as the partial vacuum is created here, the outside pressure becomes high. So the water goes inside and it may damage the apparatus. So it might be a loss to the laboratory if we are doing in a great containers. So it might be a loss for the industry. And then this is what is back suction. Back suction. What is back suction? When there is a partial vacuum created here, as HCl gas is highly dissolved in, HCl gas is highly soluble in water, the pressure here becomes more and here less. So the water goes inside and it passes through the funnel. So this is how back suction occurs, and this method is not done in this way. This requires a special funnel arrangement. So the drawbacks of this are: back suction occurs, and second thing is apparatus may be damaged. These two are the main reasons why special funnel arrangement is used and not the normal method is used. You can copy it down. So I hope you have copied it. Now we are going to learn the special funnel arrangement. So we take a beaker here. This is the water. So what is a special funnel? Special funnel is this. This is a special funnel. You can see the surface area is more. So it is placed at the rim, at the surface of the water. So as soon as HCl gas is passed through this funnel, this delivery tube, and it passes through the funnel, it gets dissolved here. And if ever the water comes over here and tries to go in the delivery tube, then the pressure here being equalizes and the back section is reduced. So the water falls down again. And by this way, HCl gas is prepared. Hydrochloric acid is prepared by dissolving HCl gas in water. I will explain it to you again. Whenever the HCl gas from here passes, here is passed, it provides a great surface area for the absorption. It is at the rim of the surface of the water. So the HCl gas gets dissolved in water, and if ever there is a back suction occurring and the water goes inside this funnel, the pressure outside equalizes the pressure inside, and then back suction is reduced and the water falls back here again. So by this, the HCl hydrochloric acid is prepared using a special funnel experiment. So the advantages of these experiments are back suction is reduced, and second is provides more surface area for absorption. You can copy it down. So I hope you have copied it. Now we are going to learn the properties of HCl. So what are the properties of HCl? Physical properties. Physical properties of HCl. So first is color. What is the color? It's colorless. Second is odor, slight pungent odor. Pungent means it's a bit irritating. When you smell it, you feel irritation in the nasal tract. Taste, sharp, sour taste. As you know, acids taste sour in acids are sour in taste. So now density, no, physiological nature. It is highly corrosive. Density, 1.2 gram per cc, cubic centimeter. Now boiling point, 109.8 degrees Celsius by 22% weight of acid. So it forms a constant boiling mixture. So you can copy it down. So I hope you have copied it down. If no, you can even copy by pausing the video. So with this we end today's lecture. I hope you liked the video. If yes, then you can subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching the video and have a good day. Thank you.